to notice this one is from the Washington Post. That's right, the Washington Post. Those of you asking for articles, news articles verifying this stuff. Here's some news articles for you to look up, for you to read. The American people, the more they feel socially isolated, the more they harm the most socially isolated of our society. The more victimized they feel, the more they victimize the most victimized people in our society. The more they hate Donald Trump and Joe Biden, the more they want to kill Donald Trump and Joe Biden, the more likely they are to come down on the streets, pick a homeless person, and murder them. Because they're too cowardly to go after Donald Trump or Joe Biden. Meanwhile, Donald Trump and Joe Biden aren't the problem. These are simply figureheads. Your local law enforcement, your local bias, your local excuses. Even your local hospitals treat nearly every homeless person who goes in there like they're a schizophrenic alcoholic or drug addict. They talk down to us and over us and don't let us finish our sentences. And they call it help. They send us to a mental health place that is going to focus just on housing, but it's going to take 2 years. Meanwhile, there's a statute of limitations before you can turn in your predators. You have to get that evidence, and when you are constantly moving around homeless, before you get any of these services, you're already being victimized into moving along. When you do get in with these mental health places, they want to tell you they can't do anything because they're in a different jurisdiction. And even if you're in the same jurisdiction, they say, oh, well, we'll do something about it next time, next time, next time. How many next times until you finally do it? The whole time they're collecting a check. They're collecting your tax dollars, just like putting me in prison because I tried to turn in Sheriff Scott DaCosta. Him putting his knee on the back of my neck like that. Me having Sergeant Todd in the Scottsbluff jail put all of his weight on my back. My God, he is a heavy man. That hurt. I could not breathe. Having my head smacked off of the floor in that jail. All because why? Because I told on Scott DaCosta. Because I told on a bad sheriff. I had to go to the police because I was being victimized by the public. We have to be afraid of the police for a reason. They victimize us. They treat us like we must be a druggie. We go to turn in a crime that has been committed against us, and they laugh at us and make jokes. Take it seriously. Let us know outright they don't fucking care. You're not a human to them. There is still evidence in Hood River on their body cameras that needs to be grabbed from multiple instances where I was threatened, harassed, intimidated, and blown off by law enforcement there. Where I was repeatedly harmed at the hospital. I recorded the hospital, by the way. I'll be goddamned if I'm going to let you do that shit to people like me. People like Jamie. I'll be goddamned. Hell no, that ain't a happening thing. How about Daniel? I want you guys to type the words Daniel's Koi Fish, followed by the word Sean David. You'll find a video about Daniel. And the intentional safety issues created by law enforcement in Hood River against many, many homeless people, forcing them into far worse and more desperate situations. One of those men had an RV. That's all he had, but at least in his RV he was safe. All he needed was a place to put it. You're killing us, and you just don't care. It's not people like Ted Bollinger that are the problem. Something could have been done about Ted Bollinger. Something could have been done about Tim Beeson. Something could have been done about Waylon Lolotai. Something could have been done about Scott DeCosta. All of these people have multiple victims after me. And most of them have multiple victims before me as well, but you don't want to hear it. You're too busy blaming me for all your problems. When things are bad, you're going to go out and find one of us to kill. You're afraid to pick up a hitchhiker because of all these horror stories about hitchhikers killing people. Statistically, you are between 34 to 1 ratio as the driver. You are more likely, 34 times more likely to be the killer. Matter of logistics. A hitchhiker, if they do something to you, they have to be afraid, first of all, they're in your vehicle. Where are you at? If they get pulled over, or if you're supposed to make a call to somebody in 20 minutes and you never answer the phone, they're going to get suspicious and they might call it in. But it could be up to the hundreds to 1 because of the sheer quantity of homeless people who are missing. As you noticed, when Gabby Petito went missing, there was 14 bodies altogether that were found, and we only hear about Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. What are the chances that the majority of those bodies came from homeless people? And that's why we haven't heard anything about them. When you guys have a rough day, you take it out on us. When these trolls on the internet get onto my channel, they didn't get what they wanted, so they get on here and they take it out on me. When Natalie Bollinger didn't get what she wanted, she took it out on me. When Alicia Bollinger didn't get what she wanted, she took it out on me. When Maddie Boa didn't get what she wanted, she took it out on me. It's because just like the rest of you, I don't have to tell you the statistics. You already know. You victimized people in America are. When you see a black man, you might get charged with a hate crime if you do anything, even if he starts it. But if it's a white man, anybody can take it out on a white man. It can't be a race crime if you do it against a white man. Well, that's both racist and sexist. You're fucking insane. Good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind. Not even the ones that you have impoverished to death.